Hey guys, Jimmy Davis here. I want to try to make this update really quick. I know every time I make an update, I think I'm going to make it like 2 minutes long or something like that, and it ends up being like 15 minutes long. But hopefully, I'll be able to get this out of the way really quickly. I just wanted to say that I really didn't want to have to do this, but I'm going to push back the deadline for the YouTube Poopers Collab. I'm not going to cancel it altogether. I really don't want to do that. Even if I just had the entries I have to work with now, I would still make a collab. It'd be about 10 minutes long or something like that. But to be totally honest, I haven't even finished my own entries because, I've said before that I want to try to make like 4 or 5 entries for it that I can just kind of scatter throughout because it's going to be a spliced up collab that'll kind of chop up every entry and kind of I want to try to work it together so it feels like one big fluid poop. That sounds really weird, but you know what I mean. I don't want it to just feel like a playlist of a ton of somewhat related videos. And I'm sure there'll be people who complain about that, but I already talked about that before. Basically, what I want to say here is that I want to push back the release date. I have somebody else who, is working on an entry and asked if they could have a little bit more time to get it finished by, and then I was thinking about it. It's the original deadline was the 20th, so that's in 2 days from now, and I just don't think that's enough time. That was a big issue of mine, was that I didn't give enough time. I announced it on the 1st of January, and so it didn't even have a full 2 months for the deadline. So I'm going to extend it to the end of March. And I'm not going to say when I'm going to release the collab because I don't know for sure, and I don't want to set a release date like, say, mid-April. Maybe it'll come out then. I don't know. I guess that'll give me 2 weeks after the deadline, so I should have enough time to do that. But I don't want to set that as a release date because then maybe I won't be done by that time. Maybe I'll have an idea for a really good intro or outro, and it takes me just a long time to complete. But anyway, so what I'm going to do then, if you've already entered, the only way that this affects you is that you're going to need to keep your entry unlisted for a longer time. I'm sorry for that. I know it's really can be annoying when you're entering a collab and you have your entry finished and uploaded and you have to just kind of let it sit as unlisted until the collab itself is done. So I get it that that's annoying and I do apologize for that, but I just want to make the most of this collab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to the original video. I'll set in the description, just say that it's extended for a longer period of time. But then I'll go through. I don't expect to get that many new people on board. So what I'm going to do is just go through the comments, and anybody who said that they would enter, I'll just reply to them, assuming they haven't got an entry from them, reply to them and ask them if they're still interested in entering, and, say that the deadline is extended, you have till the end of March, and hopefully I'll get some more people on board. I hope I clarified everything. To go over it one more time, the collab is going to be pushed back. You now have until March 31st. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh wait, I want to talk about the my Q&A just one more time. I know that I promised that back on January 5th, and I didn't even get it recorded and fully recorded until the 6th. But I need to record additional dialogue for it. But right now, it's kind of a long story, kind of a pointless story too. But basically, I'm living with my parents at the moment. And also my sister and brother-in-law and their daughter also ended up having to move in with us too. And so there's never a moment where I'm alone in the house. So I don't like to record with other people around. If you're wondering right now, I'm recording this in my car in the parking lot where I work, like I did with my last update. I just don't have the car running at the time because it's actually like 20 above or something like that. So it's way warmer than it was last time. So I don't need to let the car run for that long. But, I live in northern Minnesota, in case you didn't know. It gets pretty cold up here in the winter. Anyway, so basically I'm having trouble finding time to record additional dialogue. There's some parts where I didn't clarify it well enough, or I forgot to mention something. But bottom line is there's a lot of additional dialogue I need to record, and I can't really do that at the house. I'm trying to get an apartment. I was originally trying to get a house. That's why I'm still living with my parents. For the longest time I was trying to find a house, but it turns out that buying a house is a lot harder than it seems, and the reason why I haven't been getting an apartment beforehand is because I have a dog, and when I do eventually get an apartment, I'm going to have to get rid of my dog. I've already talked to my parents, they're okay with me just leaving him with them, but either way, it's not something I wanted to do. But I really want to get out of the house so I can get back to recording stuff, and then I can finally get Skype and maybe even get back to filming videos. I've been doing non-YTP videos ever since I was 14, but I haven't made a non-YTP video for like 2 years because it's just hard to film with people around. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling at this point. I do apologize if you subscribed to me after, I got the shout out from Emperor Lemon and you're expecting all kinds of YTPs, and I haven't really been doing much for YTPs. I think I've had 2 this year, I think, which I guess it's, it usually takes me around a month to get a YTP finished. But anyway, I know I've had updates and announcements way more in these last 2 months than I have the entire other year that I had this channel. But just so you know, I do have more content coming. There will be the YouTube Poopers collab will be done probably sometime in April. I have a ton of ideas for YTPs, so there will be a lot of YTPs coming. And so thanks for sticking with me this long if you made it to the end of this update. And I don't even know. I will stay around, I guess. I'm not going to die, or I have no plans of dying anyway. So hopefully I will still be here in the future with more YTPs, and hopefully not more rambling announcements that last for over 6 minutes. I knew this was going to happen.